Hey, what's happening, guys? Jason Cardamone here, and actually I just realized this is off. We are here. This is number, I don't even know what video we're on, 11, 12, somewhere. I know that date and the video and everything's wrong. I'll update that. But what's more important is that we're all here together, super high energy, because that's what we're going to be talking about today is energy. And I remember even back in like 2010, I was in a really high-end week-long workshop with I'm not exaggerating. At the time I was making around like 6 figures a year, and the majority of everybody in the room was far above where I'm at. I was definitely in like the lower half, if not the lower 20% or so. And that's just talking about money. In all areas of life, these people were like a level or 10 ahead of me. And I met some people you guys know in there. But one of the very common things that throughout the weekend I was commented on, how do you have so much energy, like all this stuff? And I've really realized there were things put in place, early stages of my life, but there was also some very specific foundations and values and things that I keep that most people don't. And I want to share some of those with you. And even better, I'm going to give you literally like an exact 4-step plan here. We're going to specifically talk about how to start your morning. And while I've realized, now that I've become very conscious and aware of where my energy comes from and put certain practices into place, I'm going to share with you literally the exact morning routine that you can use. Or I'm also going to give you some variations on it, because I know some of you don't want to follow directions. Some of you guys want, like, dude, just tell me what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to share with you some exact steps here on how you can start your day. Literally, you will feel this the very first time you ever do this. And it's perfectly fitting because we're here at like 6 in the morning. And I will share with you guys, I actually cheated. I was going to turn on the camera like when I first woke up, and I was going to walk through these things with you guys and do them with you. But I realized, like, first of all, I'm not willing to risk my voice, because I can trash my voice even by not following the first couple steps here when I first. So, like, I can't really, unless I had a camera crew with me and they were sitting there, like when I woke up at like 4:45. If the camera was rolling, that's when you could have started at number 1 with me. So we're going to walk through this, and you're going to love what you're going to see here in the coming minutes. So first of all, the very first thing I do is literally like when my eyes open up, or even my eyes aren't quite open and I'm becoming conscious that I think I'm kind of awake now, I'm just relaxed. There is no alarm clock, by the way. It's very rare that I ever, the only time we have an alarm is when school's in session and school's not in session. Woohoo! The other time, though, the alarm is set for 6 because we have to get our kids ready and get them to school in time. And I'm up far before that. It's very rare that I ever sleep into our alarm. And if I do, it's because my body, my mind, I needed it. And so if you're getting up to an alarm every single day, there's one of two things happening in your life. Number 1, you're staying up too late, you're not taking care of your body, and so you're depriving yourself of sleep in the next morning. So you need to change your routines the night before. Or number 2, you know where you're at. You're in a phase of your life, it's called hustle, and you're shortcutting your brain, your health, your body. You're literally taking years off of the other end of your life for the short term, in lacking sleep and nutrition and hydration and oxygenation, all the stuff we're going to talk about, and you know you're doing that, and that's fine if that's a conscious choice for you. But even if you wake up to an alarm, you can still practice exactly what I'm going to share with you. So the first thing here, I called this focus areas, and I'm going to share, we always talk about the big 3 areas, right, guys? We talk about, health and relationships and nutrition, and we talk about finances. And so I'm going to actually share with you guys my relationships area, and within each of my areas, I've done a lot of work in these areas. I've created like, what's the most important for me to focus on in this exact area in my life? And I'm going to share that with you guys right now. about my relationships, circle or quadrant. It's not a quadrant because there's not 4 areas, or there's not 4 areas in the system that I'm teaching you guys. We could break this down further into 4 or 5 areas. There's even we can go into 8 areas and even further than that. So I keep these very simple into 3 areas because I want to keep you guys engaged and entertained. You can break these down further to your heart's desire if that's what you want to do. So what I mean by focus areas here, this is literally, so I go through all 3 of my main areas that we always talk about. And for each of those areas, I have some power words. And what they are is really phrases or triggers for me that mean things to me. And so I'll explain I'll explain my one of the relationship circle or focus area. So within my relationships area, I have 3 power words that I go through. Now, you're quickly going to see they're not really 3. It's really more like, for at least 6, but I chunk them down. And we haven't even talked about chunking up, chunking down, or anything. What that means is just an easier way. I'm gonna share 3 things with you, and you're gonna see how these 3 are actually 6. But the 3 are way easier for my brain to remember 3 things versus 6. Just like you guys will sometimes hear me talk about your relationships or spirituality, or I'll throw in spirituality into different areas. It's a way for your triggers for your mind to memorize bigger amounts of things into smaller chunked down areas, or chunked up technically. So my 3 things. The first one is cup, C-U-P. I know that means nothing to you. I'll explain it in a minute. We're starting off super tricky right away. Number 2 is fun, joy. It's actually fun/joy. So I'm cheating again. Into one little bullet, I fit in 2 things, and I'll explain why those are both there. And the third one is inspire. Single word, inspire. And cup, fun, joy, inspire. Fun, joy is all one word. I've literally turned the words fun and joy into one word, and in my brain, fun, joy means something. I know that's it's not an English sentence, has nothing. It is English, thankfully. It doesn't have to be. But that's a trigger in my mind that means something. Isn't that crazy? That's the crazy stuff you can do with your brain and wire it, and it means fun, joy. Dude, I'm already getting excited about it. So here's what those 3 things mean. And here's what I go through my brain. I do this for all 3 years, and I literally do it in 30 seconds, a minute, or sometimes a couple minutes. It depends on how I'm feeling and what I feel like I need to focus on that day. And so the first one, cup, it actually stands for care, uplift, praise. And it's just something really important to me. It's I actually completely stole it from Brendan Bouchard. He stole it from Mother Teresa, I believe. Or so, I don't even know. Maybe he made it up. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's all about this idea of cupping something that is hurt, or a hurt bird. Just picture, I'm not even going into that story. Just picture cupping a hurt animal or something. Cup, care, uplift, praise. And I could literally spend 30 minutes going through cup and what all those 3 things mean, but it's something really important in my relationships, and it reminds me, it keeps me grounded around, especially when someone really needs me, when they're hurting, and it's a process I go through. I first demonstrate caring, I then uplift them, I then praise them. And that's the program, the pattern my brain runs when someone needs help, when somebody's hurting. And so that's the first thing in my relationships. Now, people aren't always hurting, right? Sometimes you got to go to the next one, which is this is my world, guys. I get to create these. Now, your relationships might be something completely different. You can steal these things. They can be as random or whatever as you want. These things specifically, guys, I've gone into dozens and dozens of hours of work behind the scenes of why these are particular words, of why I chose them, okay? So, this has nothing to do with your judgment on what these mean or anything. I'm just explaining to you, how you can break this down. You want to create these for yourself, or steal mine for now. Try them on, see how they fit. It's like a buffet. Keep what you like, spit out the stuff that doesn't work. The next one, fun joy. Yes, that's a word, fun joy. It's kind of permanently. I declare from this day forward, fun joy is just a permanent thing. So what it means, and I actually stole the joy part, literally came from a year and a half ago. I was at a Brennan Bouchard thing, and he used joy as his thing for fun, and it meant so much to him, and he pounded it into my brain so many times that I love the word joy now, and I've never used that word ever my whole life, but it means something to me. You may hate the word joy, and I'm not going to go through all the stuff to like program it into your brain. So you may just stick with fun. You may just stick with like kick ass. You may stick with like enjoyment. I don't know. You like it's you do whatever you, or nothing to do with fun or joy, because you already, these are, by the way, guys, these areas, they are things I'm very actively working on and focused on, and the most important things about, for example, relationships. There are other things in relationships like communication to me. I've gone so deep and I'm so good with that. That's not a part of my relationships focus at all, because my skill level at communicating in relationships, it's unconscious competence in a lot of ways. I'm not saying I'm like the best in the world at it at all. I definitely still focus on it, but the focus comes very naturally, where these things I'm explaining to you, the things I very actively and purposely keeping very conscious. And the cup thing is very natural to me too, but I just wanted to keep it in here. So I don't know, that's just what I felt like doing. And these change over time. So fun joy, it's just a reminder, dude, have fun no matter what I'm doing. In this video, I'm sitting here, it's like 6 in the morning, I'm just having fun. It's me in a room, my boys are here in the other room, me and you guys here in a camera, we have some lights around. The sun is up. It's just an awesome day. I'm going to have fun. I do this everywhere I go. I don't care if I'm in like a courtroom. I don't care if I'm literally like at a funeral. I will be having fun, and not in a disrespectful way, but I will bring the joy and the fun to people as appropriate. You know what I mean? I will also be doing plenty of cupping at a funeral. So cup, care, uplift, praise, fun, joy, and then the last one is inspire. And that, I'm not even going into deeper meanings, because inspire isn't just a single word. It actually, there's different ways of how to inspire people, and there's 3 specific things. So look, the chunking again. There's only 3 things, but inspire itself, there's 3 ways to inspire people. But as soon as my brain, I wake up and I get to the relationship circle, and I'm like, cup. And sometimes it's as simple as cup. Fun, joy, inspire. I have chills literally just saying those words. That's it. Now, sometimes I'll be like, cup, care, uplift, praise. And now I have chills again. I don't know why. It's because I've rewired it in my nervous system thousands of times now. Every day I've woke up for a year and a half for sure. And I've done it way more than once per day, so I'm sure at least 1,000 times, and I have all these physical reactions showing up because of what these words mean. And so I go over the focus areas. So you have to create what those would mean. What's important to you around finances and career mission? What's important to you around relationships? What's important to you around health and nutrition? So I typically start off with that type of a thing, and sometimes I also start off with Ho'oponopono, and all it is, I'm not saying I lay there in bed and start off with the meditation. If you know what Ho'oponopono is, it's literally, I just say the words, thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry. Thank you, and I feel them. I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry. And sometimes I start with that instead of the focus areas. Guys, I'm throwing several things at you so you can fit these into whatever works in your life, because it's like I said, it's a buffet. Keep what works, throw out, spit out the bones of what you don't like, throw back the stuff that doesn't work with you, try a little bit of everything, and then you create your own routines, because the outline of this is a mix of this is a mix of at least $20,000 worth of different seminars, probably $30,000, $40,000 of books and other things I've done where I wasn't at a live seminar. And this is literally like my own creative mix. I'm throwing it to you, and you can steal whatever you like and modify and change it as works best for your life. So one theme here, and I want to introduce this right now, and it's super important here. Create your day. And it's really what we're doing here. And so I really want to move on to 2, 3, and 4 really quickly here with you guys. But one of the things I sometimes, it's this whole idea of I literally create my day. And I do it from the second I am conscious that I am no longer sleeping. And I'm doing it by leading with Ho'oponopono. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. And I'm saying that to myself, to my wife sleeping next to me. I'm literally thinking of people important in my life. And for a whole crap load of you watching this video right now, I literally have thought of you with the Ho'oponopono. And I know that sounds weird, like, oh my God, Jason's stalking me and he thinks about me. You guys got to understand. I mean, there's definitely some secret snipers that you guys that I never hear from, and you just watch the stuff. You go and change your life and make the world a better place, and I never even knew you saw a video of mine ever, and maybe you've watched like thousands that I've ever shot. So, and that's totally cool. That's like, that I know that's a part of my mission and my work that I do. And there's some of you guys that like, we have engagements, and sometimes it's a single engagement. Maybe it was years ago. There's others of you that like every day and you're always replying back and stuff and you're staying engaged, and like that's basically we're like doing high level like coaching back and forth. It's pretty cool. So those of you that I'm aware of, and even people you're not aware of that I even know you exist or anything, and we're not even friends on Facebook, and I see something on Facebook and I've done that kind of stuff. And so this is all about creating the entire day. So, and there's a whole nother stuff on like gratitude session and stuff I do like right before my workout. We're not even covering that today. We're not even covering other stuff around hydration and oxygenation throughout the day, but we are going to touch on those right now. So you're creating your day. So number 2 here, water. I purposely did do this for you guys for the video. So I've been up a couple hours now, and this bottle right here, so this is, if you guys know, now I don't drink this smart water crap. What I really do is use these bottles. Let me see, can I get this thing to focus? I should be able to get it to focus if I just persist. Yep, I won. Thank you, camera. So I'm going to try to make this where you guys can read down at the bottom right here is where I want you looking. See, it probably says, I can't see in the camera that what you guys can see, but it probably says 33.8 ounces and basically 1 liter. Now I measure, so if you know these smart water bottles, this is 1 liter. And now what I wanted to show you guys, hang on, this part's gonna be real tricky. I gotta get, okay. You see where the water's at in here? This is about 20 ounces missing. This is about 13, or in my brain I just do 15, so I round everything. I call this bottle 35 ounces. I really call it a liter because I don't care about ounces anymore. What I do is drink, for my body weight, and I'm on the lower end, I drink 3 to 5 liters, 3 to 5 of these bottles every single day, and I definitely don't drink the crap in this bottle. I drink extremely high in water. That's a totally different subject. But even if you're just drinking crap water, that's better than the stuff you're not doing right now, because the vast majority of every person I've ever met, dude, I almost know nobody that drinks enough water. Nobody. No one in my family drinks the water they need to for their body weight. Not even close to it. No one in my entire extended family, no one in my community, no one that I coach. Every time I go to an event and I teach oxygenation and breathing and water and hydration and nutrition and all of the stuff, the million other things I teach as well, nobody there drinks enough water. So I start off and I slam 20 ounces literally the second as my feet are hitting the floor of the bed. I'm slamming 20 ounces, and that's what 20 ounces looks like. So I wanted to show you guys what that actually looks like. It's that much of a 1 liter bottle. If you have 20 ounce container, great, slam the whole thing. That's so. If you guys want to know, this is really funny. So I actually buy these bottles because now I know this is really bad for the environment, so I am creating new practices around this. I'll definitely share that with you guys because that's important to me. The world and the environment is super important, but I have wasted a lot of these bottles, and I reuse them a couple times. I don't just but here's what I do. We get them in bulk from Costco. I open up the lid and I just dump all the water right in the sink, and then I refill it with highly alkalized, alkaline, amazing water from literally the best water filtration machine in the world. And I've been doing that for more than a year, and man, that's one of my secrets right there. It's awesome. But that's what 20 ounces looks like. And if I were to turn this camera, you may hear, if you've been listening to my videos for a long time now, and a lot of, like, some of you guys have been, the camera that you guys run right now, I got this bad boy in December of 2008. So that tells us a couple things. Number one, it's absolutely time to get a new camera, and I just haven't wanted to like redo my technology and figure out the new camera system and everything, but it's gonna happen one of these days very soon, including I have a really sweet light system. I'm getting the best in the world lighting system in the coming weeks or months somewhere. That's high on the list with the video camera too. But number two, it says, because I've had this camera that you're watching me on right now since December of 2008, that means for 7.5 years as of the time of this video, I've been shooting videos. Yes, I've literally shot way over 1,000 videos. I stopped counting a damn long time ago. For those of you guys on my YouTube channel, there are at least only 1/3 to 1/4 of all of my videos that you can see publicly are even public. All the rest are private videos. And on top of that, I went through when I lost my YouTube account back in 2009 or 10, and it freaked me out because video is such an important part of my life. And during that time, I had to find alternative ways to get videos to people, and it was a nightmare. I'll be honest about that. I didn't know all the people I know now and all the tricks I know now, but during those 6 or 8 months my account was down, when I got it back, first of all, I was freaked out to ever put a video on it, and second of all, I literally went through and deleted hundreds and hundreds of videos that had literally hundreds of thousands of collective views. I think probably over 1 million views collectively. And man, it was so hard doing that. And they were like, it was basically online real estate all over the internet, and I was just killing videos. I don't know how much traffic and eyeballs I lost by doing those actions, but I felt like I needed to take those down, because if they mentioned anything about network marketing, make money online, anything, residual income, I basically deleted the video. And I had some that I had single videos that had over 100,000 views, like tons. They were awesome. So I'm sharing that, guys, because I've done a crap load of these, and now I'm trying to backtrack of why I ever started talking about like the video camera and all that stuff. Oh, somewhere I was leading in that I could not do this. My voice wouldn't last if I wouldn't have started the day with hydration. And yes, I've already drank a lot more than just 20 ounces I showed you. I drank the 20 ounces out of the bottle this morning, and I just sealed it up, and I've like set it here as a prop for you guys. Like, told myself, dude, don't. In fact, I put it in a different room so I wouldn't drink it, because I just like grab water and drink it all day long. And then I track and all this stuff. So anyway, guys, start off, immediately slam 20 ounces of water. Now, I'm not going into the details around this. Don't eat right after you drink the water. Your stomach does not like water mixed with food. By the way, I'll throw in this tip for you. If you're drinking water with your meals, that means you're not properly chewing up your food, and it probably also means you're eating food that's not sufficiently water-based, which means you've trained your entire digestive system that you need to supply the water instead of the saliva, which is how you're built. There's magical stuff in that, so I'll just call it magical stuff. There's things that happen in your saliva and with your stomach acids that all start just from the smelling and the chewing of your food. And I'm not even going into science, not in this video, we'll cover that later. But if you are drinking water with your meals, you're literally diluting your digestive juices, so they can't really do their full work on the food you're eating. Just gonna leave it at that. Don't drink, I literally don't touch water within 30 minutes before I eat a meal or 30 minutes after I eat a meal. Totally encourage you to do the same. I'm not going into more details. Slam 20 waters as fast as you can. Number 3, oxygen. So I'll do this thing. How long can you go without eating any food? The answer is, it's a long time. It's like a month or longer. It's, I don't know, a month plus or minus. let's call it 4 weeks, okay? How long can you go without drinking water? There's a lot of mixed data around this stuff. It's so funny. My friend Matt, he always says data. Now I say data, and my whole life I've called it data. So now I say data, and it sounds kind of weird instead of data, which is the real way. So I don't know, data, whatever. Information, statistics. So there's a lot of mixed studies around this, but you start to lose it a little bit if you don't drink water for somewhere like as little as 72 hours and as much as like a week. So let's just call it like 5 days plus or minus. 5 plus or minus, kind of like your memory, conscious memory. 5 plus or minus 2 days, we'll call it, as far as water goes. So that's the hydration part. Now, how long can you go without oxygen? Now, there's those freaks that can like go down and do deep dives for like 10, 20, whatever they do. I don't know what people have done, but it's like, when I first heard of the guy that went underwater for more than 5 minutes, it like blew my mind, because all of us without training, we can't you lose oxygen for 5 minutes, you're dead. Your brain is dead after 5 minutes. And that's probably not even true anymore, because I haven't even stayed up with science, but I know it's like literally like minutes. And most people, like we all know, it's like a matter of minutes. We're not talking about the rare miracle story of like you're in a hospital and they save you and all this kind of stuff. So when your brain doesn't get oxygen for approximately 5 minutes plus or minus, you're dead. And so what's really I teach my kids this stuff all the time. What's really the most important out of all this stuff, it's right here. It's oxygen right away. And so the tricky thing, and the reason why I have you do this first, is that your lungs are completely dehydrated from sleeping all night. And so it's not good to be going now. I have chills from just doing 2 little deep breaths like that, but that is not good to be doing if your lungs are dry, because you're using your lungs to breathe. That's cool. Now I just got this little like head hit of that. I'm like, dude, my brain's like, thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry. My brain is like, that was so awesome, and I just took 2 little deep breaths there. And I'm going to tell you like how to do that, but you want to be hydrated in your lungs. You don't want to do that to your lungs, and you don't want to talk. It jacks up your vocal cords and your voice and your lungs if you're doing all this stuff right away without hydration first. So and with that said, and now you're going to be like, well, what's this pink stuff? It doesn't even matter. This is a special little concoction, and we'll talk about it in some other video. I'm going to drink this really quickly. As you're thinking out what oxygen means to you, and so I'm going to teach you a simple oxygenation pattern. And so we want to get oxygen into our brain. Now, if you're not someone who is used to like breathing hard, and maybe you tend to get lightheaded, in fact, just to be safe, I would encourage you guys, I hope you can see, you can kind of see there's a chair here. I encourage you to like grab the back of a chair and you go to do this. I wouldn't sit down, because you need to open up all your pathways to breathe correctly, but have a chair like right nearby, maybe like have a wall where you can like hold on to some stuff, and maybe even have the chair like right behind you like this, to where like, oh, if you feel any too lightheaded at all, just sit down as your default, just to be safe, because I don't want you to like pass out and hurt something. I've had some weird brain things in my life where I've passed out a lot of times, like hundreds and hundreds of times in my life, and I am very good. Like I haven't literally fully passed out in a lot of years now, because I notice, like for me, I get like yellow visions. I start getting a little tingly. The yellow turns darker and it goes to purple, and before it hits black, by that, I mean, I haven't hit purple in a long time. I know to freaking get down on my knees, or even lay all the way down on the floor and like just like chill. Like what's happening is the oxygen is not getting, your heart is lower than your brain, and so you basically want to get your heart level to your brain as fast as you can, or get your brain below your heart really fast, because you need to get more oxygen up to it, is what's happening when you go to pass. Well, most of the time, I think most of the time, maybe all the time, but so you have to be careful if your body's not used to doing this. So here's how this works, is that you basically just do this 20 times. And you breathe in as deep as you can, like I just demoed a second ago, and then you literally breathe out until like it sounds like you have smoker's breath or like emphysema or something. Now, I have like super good lungs. I'm here in Colorado, a mile high, and I'm not I've literally never smoked anything in my entire life. Nothing. Literally zero. I grew up around smokers and it disgusted me my entire life, and I never, literally, guys, I've never smoked any, ever. And I know it's like, I'm probably like the last person on earth that never has. It's like super rare. I've literally never even tried anything. So when I'm talking about the mile high stuff, I'm talking about the altitude, not, especially now that here in Colorado and they have like the legal weed thing, everybody's like, dude, what's it like there? I'm like, dude, it's like everywhere else I go. There's no, you don't like walk around and people like smoking on their porches or something. So I wanted to throw, just so you, now you know how Colorado is. It's just like everywhere else in the whole freaking US. There's literally no differences. So, except here you can like go to stores and dispensaries or whatever, and you don't have to have those cards or however that system works. I don't even know how it works. So it's different here in some way because you can get it easier, but it doesn't matter because in the other states where it's not legal, people just get it whatever ways they get it anyway. It's all the same. So, so now we're going to talk about real oxygenation and real healthy stuff instead of that kind of stuff. So my lungs are really, really strong anyway because I've been running marathons for 8, 9 years maybe now. I don't even know. Almost a decade. I played soccer since I was 6 years old. My lungs are just really good. And I've literally been at a mile high altitude for 40 years, almost 41 years now. So I know my lungs are super strong, but I want you to hear, you can probably hear because I have like a really good microphone system. I want you to hear what it sounds like when I'm breathing out all the way. And I gave you guys a little demo before on purpose, but I encourage you to like do this with me. And I'm not doing this 20 times just for the length of the video. I wanted to give you more of the foundation. I'm going to do this a handful of times, whatever I know you're going to need, where you can model that. And you can rewind the video and go watch again, whatever you need to do. It's really not that complicated. You breathe in as deep as you can, and you breathe out. And you keep breathing out. And you keep breathing out. There's nothing left. Now, I'll teach you guys another point system, this thing too, so it actually makes it way easier so you're not just going crazy. But so damn it, I was only going to teach you one oxygen technique, now I'm going to teach you two. So first one, it's the simplest. Breathe in as deep as you can. When you think you've breathed in as deep as you can, breathe in even more, and then blow it out all the way, and do it again and again. Like I just did 3 like iterations going out. So I'm just going to do it. You guys listen, watch, feel free to be near a chair, do the same thing. So when I go like this is breathing in, and when I go like this is breathing out. And if I go like this, it'll mean I'm like stuck somewhere, like I can't breathe in or out anymore. So here we go. Now I'm going to get more intense breathing out, as if I'm trying to blow away you guys on the camera like you're like 15 feet away from me. I'm going to blow the camera through the wall behind you. Like I'm literally moving air across the room. Spit is occasionally flying out. I'll act like you guys can't, you probably can't see that. No, I shouldn't have said that. So that's some examples of that one. Do that in and out 20 times. Now I'm going to teach. I can feel it. My brain, my vision is like I don't have I'm not losing vision. Dude, I can hear better right now. Literally after doing that, I can hear better because everything runs off your brain, guys. Actually, your heart has even more power, more connections and stuff. We're not going into all that stuff. But when you breathe, your heart and your brain are like, dude, and the heart-brain connection, they're like super happy. I even have chills right now, and it's not cold down here. And so what's happening is all this oxygen is racing around your body and it's feeding all the parts of your brain that don't get a lot of oxygen. It's feeding all throughout your body, your entire neurological, your entire lymphatic, your entire nervous system, and everything is like, dude, thank you. It's your whole body is giving you the ho'oponopono. Thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry. And it may just be saying, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you. So now here's the part 2 of the breathing thing. This is cool. I learned this one from Tony Robbins, and it's basically, there's 3 stages to it, and it's where you breathe in, you hold it, and then you breathe out. And so we're going to breathe in for 4 counts. We're going to hold it for 8 counts, and I'm going to go like this for a count. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to breathe out. And so if memory serves, I'm pretty sure, you breathe in for 4, and guys, you can modify this to your own. I'm just giving you some specifics so you like have something to start with, and then you can modify it if you want. Because I know some of you, over all the years, I've seen these taught in a lot of different ways, so I'm just giving you some general patterns here, and you can change it up whatever you want. So, sorry, I had to do a little neck stretch there real quick. Because I'm becoming very aware, my neck was like tight for whatever reasons during this video. Why the hell am I turned sideways too? That's very strange. So you want to be consciously aware, not just aware of your Facebook messages, but aware of what's happening within your body all the time. So here's what it is. You're going to breathe in for 4. So now you hold it for 8. Slowly. $16. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's like super hard, especially because I didn't tell you the prompts I was going to do. I try to like do the same ones I taught you earlier. So you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 8, you breathe out for 16. And the breathe out is slow, steady, controlled release. Super hard to do while you're talking. So like that one, I was actually letting it out too quickly, the first 4 or 8 count, because I don't do this one a lot, but I used to do this like ton. I used to do this breathing pattern walking my kids to school and taking them home from there. And I used to do the same pattern, like I don't remember all the places I've done it, but I've done it like a lot. So I'm giving you a few systems there, and feel free to modify. You can do like 4, 4, and 4 for that one. So we'll breathe in for 4. Now these wouldn't be as slow as releases because it's smaller counts. We're gonna go, so this is breathe in, hold, breathe out again. Actually, I'll do it with this. This one will count. So breathe in. You guys get it. Breathe in 4, hold it 4, breathe out 4. I even feel from that, this is so cool, dude. So I'm sitting here teaching you guys oxygenation patterns. I'm getting my own oxygenation. I literally can feel it as the teacher. That's like so, and guys, you feel it way more when you're first starting these things too. So what it means is that all this stuff works really stinking well. This is so cool, because I feel amazing right now. I should do more breath patterns and video. So I'll actually share with you guys, this is as we're going into this last one here, I definitely don't do the right breathing patterns when I'm regularly speaking, and so I may be on this giant, like any of the last several days, 10, 12 days of videos you've seen, I don't have the best breathing practices in the world while I'm teaching and speaking and engaging you. And because of that, I don't always have like my brain is not functioning optimally during the presentations, like, and it doesn't during the day. Nobody's does. So you want to do this breathing on a regular basis. I I'll teach this in a whole different video. I encourage you to set an alarm for every 50 minutes or so and just do every 45 minutes. And get up, do a breathing pattern, go refill your water, go to the bathroom. Yes, you should be going to the bathroom about once every 1 to 2 hours. And if you're not, and if it's not completely clear, that's a totally different video as well. Yes, we're gonna do video on urination color. And if it's not clear or like literally clear toilet water, not that blue stuff. You have blue pee, you're in huge trouble. But clear toilet water, you shouldn't see any difference by the time you're done. And if you do, you have problems in your hydration is most of the problem. Number 2, you have problems with your diet and your like what you're eating and stuff. So not going into why or what it is or how to fix it or anything else, or what if your pee really is blue and purple. Well, you're probably an alien and you're screwed then. Or you probably just did some weird kind of test where they're like testing your blood and so it's just leaving your body. Or maybe you just drank a lot of blue food coloring. I have no idea why your pee's blue, like this blue, like we're all wearing blue. That's crazy. Look at all this blue stuff everywhere now. Number 4, flex. Dude, you just go, yeah, like you see, I'm totally joking. It's not flexing your muscles. It stands for flexibility. And there's a couple ways you guys can just start practicing yoga. What I did when I first learned this, I literally just looked up some YouTube videos, and I went around and I found this one gal that I liked her teaching style. I liked the way she did it. I liked the way she taught the lessons, and it just worked with me well. And so I bookmarked a few of hers, and I just was like doing yoga like literally right after this stuff, literally every morning. And what I didn't mix in here, guys, I put meditation down here. I've mixed in meditation basically right here and right here. Actually, I think it's right here. And it depends on the type of meditation you're doing. Sometimes they're very breathing centric to where you can kind of do versions of your oxygen with the meditation session. For me personally, I have found my life works way better when I do the stretching stuff first. Flexible body means flexible mind, and it just works. I mean, if you're, especially, I mean, a lot of you guys are here, you do internet marketing or you want to do internet marketing. I've been doing this like over 10 years now. And before that, I was software engineering and sales and all this other crap where I was always something with computer. Well, not always, but even after, let's say I'm running a smoothie franchise, and I would come back and I would be working on a computer. So we're not designed to be sitting or being around a computer, or even all like the electromagnetic waves and stuff that we're surrounded by that you can't even see right here, but they're floating all around. And it's why I never carry a cell phone on me ever. That's why women are getting all this like breast cancer, because they put their phones in here and the phones are causing cancer in their cells all around, because your phone irradiates shit from it. So you do not want it up in your ear. You're going to see the studies in the coming years. You're going to continue to see even more studies, because there's been a ton done already. So never carry your phone anywhere near your body. If you do, it better be on airplane mode, which means it can't get calls, texts. It's literally shut off from the world. So it's not emitting that energy out from it. But the reason I'm saying all that is that we're not designed to be in the kind of world we're in. And so you need to stay like flexible. So whether it's yoga, whether it's, this is literally one of the best investments I've ever made. What this is, it's a foam roller. And you can see this is like, I don't know how big that is. Probably about 6-8 inches around, whatever this. This is the black one, which is the hardest one. So totally get all your minds out of the gutter, because I just realized where everything just went. So there's several versions of these foam rollers, and there's other ones. If you're first starting off, if this hardest one is really like too much, then, and it doesn't matter, minds are going to the gutters no matter what I say, so I'm just gonna plow through this and like really act like we're all mature, even though I also want you really laughing at all this stuff too, because it's hilarious. You should rewatch this entire part and watch it with mind in the gutter the entire time, and then watch it again. Watch with mind in the gutter the entire time, and then also watch it for real. So I just ruined my whole video here. But this thing was only like 20-30 bucks. And this is, dude, this thing fixed my Achilles tendonitis. It's fixed my ITB issues, which is the band going from, it's down the outside of your leg, it connects your knee up to your hip. It's called the IT band, and I can't even, it's below the camera. Here we go. So there's way too many things happening off camera, so including like behind the camera in your world. So there's different versions of this, guys. This is the hardest version, and the other ones are softer, and they're not as hard on your muscles. So kind of like if you ever go to get a massage and you say like, do you want hard pressure, you want medium, you want light pressure, this would be like hard pressure. So how this works is, and I actually do this now instead of yoga. I almost never do yoga. I definitely do some downward dog and downward dog and then the upward, I don't even know what the hell it's called, but I'll do a couple things every once in a while, like when I feel like it. But this thing I pretty much do once or twice a day, and this is like a godsend. I love this thing. So how it works is that you basically lay it on the floor and pretend like this is a leg or something. You put all your weight on it and you just roll across that muscle. And you don't just keep it straight. I like kind of turn the muscle to the side, then straight on. Here, I'll try to do it this way for you guys. So pretend this is a leg here. You keep it and pretend the ground is down here. So you're just going back and forth, and then you kind of turn your muscle on the side a little, and then I go back and I hit this side of the muscle. And what it's doing is stretching out all of your muscle where it's making you more flexible. Like, guys, I'm not joking. I paid like 3 or 4 years ago, I had major Achilles tendonitis from running, and I went to therapy and everything, and I'm not like, dude, I paid a lot of money, like just the upfront stuff was $700-800 for the first month or so, and I kept going, I kept paying stuff, and this investment, they told me to get this, and I did this with them, and they showed me how to use this. Just go Google it, YouTube it, you'll see exactly how to use it for your back, your neck, all of your legs and everything. I don't know too many, actually I've done a little bit of shoulders and arms a little bit, but this thing, I love this thing, especially as someone who does a lot of running and martial arts and even soccer and stuff. So some kind of flexibility, whether it's yoga, whether it's that thing. And guys, this doesn't have to be super complicated. Let's say all that stuff's like really intimidated. It can be something as literally as like hanging down and trying, yes, I can touch my toes, but I realize that's off the camera. So you can literally just hang your arms down and just let your body hang as deep as it'll go. So I'm trying to see where I go off camera. So you guys can kind of see me. Just hang there, and this is literally stretching the back of your hamstrings, which are the muscles below your butt and the back of your legs. It's also stretching your lower back right here and your neck a little bit. It's just, you can just hang there, and that is a version of becoming more flexible. Now, you don't want to just do that. You want to grow beyond that over time. But if this stuff's like, if any of that's intimidating, or if like even start off with a softer roller. We went straight for that one because it did hurt a little bit when I was first using that thing, and I didn't really care. I'm like, dude, I need to get better. I don't care if this hurts a little bit. I'm willing to deal with some short-term pain. If you're telling me, Mr. and Mrs. Physical Therapy, like top therapist people, if you're telling me this is going to fix my Achilles tendonitis and potentially ITB issues and knees and all this other stuff, I'm just, dude, just give me whatever's I don't care about the pain. Pain is temporary. But my Achilles, if I were to break an Achilles tendon, I am out for months. And it's probably going to change my cadence and the way I walk probably for the rest of my life. So I was willing to do a short-term pain. And I encourage you guys the same, especially on workout stuff. I know a ton of people that they're afraid to work out. And I'm not telling you to go beyond your, like, especially as you're getting older. Like, I have to be way more careful now that I'm like in my 40s, young 40s, 40. I'm turning 41 soon. So I've had to be way more conscious, way more careful of what I do with my body compared to back when, like, dude, in my teens and 20s and even all of my 30s, I just went crazy. I mean, really, until I was about 35 or so. Let's see, I probably hurt my knee around 32-ish somewhere. So really, all the way up to about 32, literally there was nothing I wouldn't do. I would push beyond any pain, no matter what it was. I would fight, and I would just go. I don't mean physically fight. I'm talking about heart fight. Like there is no pain that would stop me. And that wasn't the healthiest thing in the world as I'm looking back, but especially as you're getting older, it doesn't matter how well you've taken care of your body. I am in the best shape of my life now. And I'm running, well, at least last year, I was running faster than I ever have in my entire life. I've let go of that a little bit to put more focus on martial arts. But now I'm more overall healthy in every way, by far. And I've added running back in the past like month or so here, so that's going to get right back to where it was and just going to be a better overall package. But I still have to be more careful. Just like with your brain changes over time, its ability to do stuff. So this, guys, here's the outline. And I mentioned, down here, meditation, you can throw in here wherever you want. A lot of people throw it in really early here, like I would throw it in after water. And then reading. Reading, I used to throw in basically at the bottom here after I'd done everything. I don't do that now. I tend to do my reading during late morning now or at nighttime, but that's because I used to throw in reading down here, and I was doing this, and I did it for several weeks, and yeah, I was getting reading done. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like not doing my workouts and stuff early on, where it just didn't work for my life as well. And I didn't give it a full 30 days, pretty close to 30 days. I didn't give it 3 months or anything like that. And depending on the type of habit you're trying to form, they can take anywhere from about 21 days all the way up to like about 90 days. And it depends on what specific, like you'll hear people say, oh, it takes 30 days, it takes 60 days to learn a new habit. No, it doesn't. It depends on the habit, and it depends on what your base already is from before, and it depends on which specific type of neurological circuits that you're building and firing for the habit. So habits don't take 21 days or 90 days. It completely depends on what you're forming. So, and it also depends on, is your brain jacked up? Are you getting enough water and oxygen anyway? And if you're not, which you're probably not, your brain isn't functioning optimally anyway, so it's definitely going to take longer than you think to form the habit. So a habit that takes most people to form like 60 days, you could very well do it in 30 days when you're more fully optimized, like when you're functioning more optimally. And so guys, here's a ton of ideas on how you can really create your day and start off. And I threw in so many extra little like things in there that was not planned, but I hope you're welcome and I hope you enjoy all those extra gifts. So start off with your focus areas, start off with just simple gratitude. You can just sit there, thank you, thank you. I also feel free to create your day right there, eyes open up. What am I going to do today? What am I going to do? All right, it's kind of where the focus areas come from. These are very related because my life isn't just about, so let's look at relationships because I started with that one. My life's not just about, oh, we're going to this awesome water park today. It's going to be so cool as a family. That's what we're going to do that day. But how I create what happens while we're there, that is cup, kara, flip, praise. Something happens with, let's say, my daughter, one of my sons, and like certain thing, like my youngest son, he had an issue in the bigger pool. He had a lifeguard jump in for him. That was a time to cup with him, even though he didn't even faze him. He was like cool with it. And it's not just about what we're doing that day, but it's the day is built from those focus areas. So what do I do when we're at the water park? I cup my family and other people all around the water park. Fun, joy, have crazy fun, splash people, make up stories, share with them, bond with them, just literally have a blast. And inspire, that would be more of like the bonding and stuff like that. Inspire them to maybe see something they didn't see before. Maybe for them to feel and experience and realize really how special this is that we're going through this like cave with like dinosaurs and it's like an amusement park ride, but we're in a water park, and really how amazing and special that really is, and to feel the experience that much deeper. Maybe it's for them to hear the waves crashing in the pool in the background, or the the level of volume in all areas you walk in. Some areas are a little quieter where you can kind of hear the breeze blowing through the trees and the birds in the background. And other areas, they're so loud, so there's like waves crashing and kids yelling and everybody. It's so loud like you can't hear anything besides what's in your immediate vicinity. But just to take all that stuff in even deeper, just like you just were transported into a water park and you just partook in some level and you in your own world. You were not the one. I didn't even tell you which one I'm talking about. But yet you were at some kind of a place. I guarantee you just felt something you wouldn't have normally felt, or you saw maybe some water or some trees or birds or people or a million other things. Or you just thought of some things you may have heard. You just heard children's laughter or birds or waves crashing and things that you may not have normally thought of. And that was all those things are what I'm creating in the focus area of relationships. And that's the inspiration part. Fun joy, fun joy. That's seriously a word, guy, fun joy. I'm saying it like that's just one word now. I don't mean to do that. That just flew out of my subconscious, and that's because I've ingrained. So have fun with the stuff you're creating too. Be creative and just do whatever you want because it's your stuff. I've never talked about these areas ever publicly before this video, and so those are my things. And so now you get to see how fun and creative inside my inner world can be, and you can make yours even more fun and creative, and you can also make yours more to the point, more specific, more there's one of the words that I was playing with. Dang it, I don't even have the word because I never inserted it into my focus area. So it's not specific, it's to the point, short. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter. But you can make yours as serious or as funny and creative or whatever, a mix of all that you want to. And so guys, here, that's how we build the foundation of a morning. And guys, all of this, literally, I'll tell you how long all this takes. It doesn't take as long as I've been shooting this video because I had to teach you and share different things to really get you involved in doing this stuff. Focus areas, Ho'oponopono, that takes anywhere from 20 seconds all the way up to 4 or 5 minutes. Depends on the day. I change that up. Let's call this 2 minutes because that's probably about average. In fact, that is. It's about average, 2 minutes here. Water takes 30 seconds. Let's say it takes a full minute. So 3 minutes, we're down to here already. Oxygen, that whole process, 2 to 3 minutes, we'll lean towards conservative side, we'll call it 3. So we're 3 minutes here, 3 minutes here, we're 6 minutes in. Flexibility, my full routine with the foam roller, that takes me 6.5 minutes. And how do I know it's 6.5 minutes? It's because I have a personal audio where I put myself into a hypnotic trance with my own voice, with binaural beats and isochronic tones playing in the background of my own voice, of me creating what I'm going to do this year and future pacing myself for the entire. Here we are, it's December 31st, 2016, and as we're looking back on the best year of my entire, and it's not we, I'm saying that because you're on camera here, as I'm looking back on the best year of my entire life, you see these chills everywhere. I don't know if the camera's even going to focus. You can't. Just through that's literally what I'm hearing myself tell myself, listening to my 6.5 minute trance-inducing hypnotic audio while I do that foam roller, and it's almost exactly 6.5 minutes. Like and I can do the foam roller in as fast as about 2 to 3 minutes if I'm in a rush. And so 6 here, 3 minutes here, 3 minutes here, 6 minutes there. We're talking 12 minutes, let's call it 15. To do all of this stuff, start your day, and this is without extended meditation sessions or reading or anything. And you can add that in, you can mix it in, but what could your life look like if you actually added in any kind of 15-minute routine? What if you even chunk this down and make it like 5 minutes? What if you just add in just the water or just the breathing and you don't change anything else you're doing if all this is intimidating to do a bunch of stuff at once? So I'm an extreme kind of guy. Like I'm always on the conservative, not conservative. Highly risk-taking, low risk tolerance. I'm like off the damn camera way down there. So you guys don't have to be like that, but I've realized as someone who tends to be way down there, this stuff, I just dive in and I just do it, and I'll change everything around that, and I'll stay at it, and then I'll do it for a while, but then I've learned to give myself permission to change it up and not just say, this doesn't work, screw the whole thing, just not do anything. What I do is keep what I like and keep what seems to work and let the other stuff go, or change it up, or make a new version of it, or try it at a different time of day, or mix it in with something else I learned, like cold showers. We didn't even talk about that. That's a totally awesome technique. And we're not going to talk about that because we don't have time, and it's not part of this early morning routine. This is first thing to do when you wake up. So play with this, mix it up, have fun, stick to it, and give yourself permission to change things out. And if all this is crazy intimidating to you, fine. Add in just the foam roller if you tend to like be really tight throughout your body. Maybe you weren't even aware of that until you saw this video. Add in just drinking 20 ounces of water when you first wake up, and then do everything else you normally do. You may find, if you're someone who wakes up and let's say you normally drink like coffee right in the morning, you may find you drink 20 ounces of water and you may find suddenly you're not as hungry as you thought. Let's say you tend to overeat. You may not be as hungry when your stomach's already full with something that's healthy for it, especially if you get really good water. You may find that suddenly this is all you changed, and instead of drinking 3 cups of coffee like your whatever your routine is, maybe you drink 1. Maybe you drink a part of 1 or something. And by the way, I will share this. This is super important, guys. When I first went through all this stuff, I had got to about 5 or so years ago. I'm gonna tell you really quickly about caffeine. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm not gonna talk about caffeine right now. I am gonna make a note, and I'm gonna do that in a different video because I can tie in a few other things with it. I'm gonna tell you guys, this foundational routine changed my life a year and a half ago. And I already had a lot of energy, but my energy was like super peaks, and it would tend to like crash down at different times throughout the day, especially at night. And what's happened since then, and this was my entire intention. And I hired a coach to teach this stuff, and I did so much, guys. I'm not pulling this stuff out of my ass. I have spent a lot of money and time, a lot. I've done so much work in these areas, and I'm like passing you on in this like however long this video is nugget, like probably 45 minutes by now. So my energy, it used to like be peaks and valleys type of a thing throughout the day, and when I had this start to my day, then I did a couple things of regular hydration throughout the day, my energy went like this. Went a rise up in the morning, but it just basically stayed like this all day long. There was no giant peaks where I'm like Energizer Bunny going crazy, and there's no big valleys where I was like, dude, I don't want to do any work. Oh, I'm too tired to even talk to my kids or all this other stuff. So this foundation can completely change everything for you, including a few other things that will, and guys, I'll talk about all the other stuff. I'll talk about the colored urination. I'll talk about how to track what your food is doing and how it's making you feel and how that impacts you. I'll talk about caffeine and other types of drugs and things you may be throwing into your body, and I'll share like how all that impacts and how to I'm not telling you to go quit anything you're doing now. But if you want to do that and you're extreme like I am, do it. Like, obviously I'm extreme. I've never smoked anything in my entire life. That's freaking extreme. Who does that? I literally don't know a single person who's never smoked anything in their entire life. Ever. Like, I literally don't. If that's you, like, cool, I want to hear from you because I've never met anybody. And I'm using that as an example of like how extreme I've been. That's what I'm saying. I'm like way out there. So, and I'm sharing it with you guys because you don't have to be like that. If you are, that's great. Dive in, do it all day long times 100. But I'm giving you permission right now, in case you won't give the permission to yourself, to just take on one thing at a time if that's how you work better. Or maybe take on half these areas or 3/4 of them and just try them out. And if one of them tends to be like really hard and just soaks up all your energy because it's like so hard to get in that routine, there's one of two things happening. It's either that you need that thing so badly that all of your subconscious and everything, you've built patterns to fight against anything that's good for you. And that could be it. Like maybe you have a sugar addiction and you eat Snickers and crap all the time, and anything that doesn't, now there's a lot of addiction and crap that's going on with that, like real responses in your body. But you also may have wired yourself for anything that's good for you, like somebody who goes to mentor you or work with you and you like find a way to self-sabotage it. You find a way to self-sabotage something that's really going to work. That could be going on if you find all that resistance. The second thing that could be going on is that you just took on too many things at the same time and you only have a limited amount of willpower. And I can't go into all that, but it's basically a tank that you drain every day. It drains down. And so if you do all this stuff in the morning and you drain your entire tank, your rest of your day, you're going to find some things that are like weird or like they're not quite congruent or not quite functioning like they normally do. So it could be a sign. If you're getting, here's the way to say it. If you're getting super frustrated or overwhelmed with the whole process, I'm telling you right now, take some of the process out and make it easier. And based on your personality, because I don't know, you're all over the place. I don't mean you, I mean all you guys. So you either have to just chunk it down to one thing, that's like pick the easiest one and just stick with that. Or pick just the hardest one and just stick with that. And you know which one is the right fit for you. And I even encourage you to go figure that out and try the hardest one. If you want to chunk something out, get rid of the easiest ones to do and see how that hardest one treats you over the coming weeks and the next 30 days or so here. And just see if like you may break through a resistance barrier and it may open up your entire world of, you know, if you've been self-sabotaging for a long time. So, by the way, that's completely normal, and basically everybody I know self-sabotages at some level. And if you're the one saying, I don't ever do that, I'm like so amazingly balanced, you are completely in denial and self-sabotaging yourself just by saying that exact statement. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is how to start your day. This is how to create your day, the very foundational thing right in the morning. Focus on your focus area, slam 20 ounces of water, do some oxygenation, do some kind of flexibility, some kind of stretching, throw in meditation reading as you continue the entire time to create your entire day and focus on what's important to you as you create this amazing life that we're creating, co-creating together. And yes, you are also co-creating mine from just responding and even from just listening and watching and feeling what you felt as you've stayed on this journey through me, both in today's video and this content, as well as in the days past, as well as for some of you, the past decade. So I love you, I appreciate you, and I believe in you. We'll see you guys tomorrow.